Are you guys experiencing like cold weather or hot weather right now?
Decent weather tonight, actually. I was just at dinner
Mm-hmm.
and we ate outside, and I drove
Nice.
back with all the windows all the way down
Oh.
because it's 76 degrees right now, and it feels amazing.
It's been like 100 degrees with like 30% humidity for the last week, and I want to die.
Darn. Well, it's been
Sucks.
like in the 60s here, and at like the 50s
I hate
at
you.
night. I mean, it's been like
I
the
hate you.
70s during the day, but
I hate you.
fall has come early to the mitten, so I've been very, very
cool.
happy. I love the fall.
I hate you.
It's great weather. Maybe you guys should move to Michigan. You know, Davey at least always gives me crap about Michigan. Oh, Michigan's not that great, but apparently the weather is. So.
I don't ever say anything about Michigan not being great. I definitely
No, you
thought
do.
it was funny when I asked you what there is to do, and you were like, "You can hike."
Yeah. Yeah.
I can walk anywhere, man. You know
I
what
mean, there's all the automotive stuff. If you like automotive history, and this would be the place to go. So.
What am I, a geek?
Yes, actually.
All right, and fuck you, dude.
Dude, if you fit the bill, you fit the bill. If it looks like a duck,
Heck.
if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a rooster. But you know, it could be a duck.
Listen, I'm on a high right now.
You should be.
We're in the middle of our first fake fall.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
fair.
it's gonna be back to it. We're gonna be back to like 95 plus degree weather until like mid-November for sure. So
Can we
I'm on a
save-
high where you
Can we
can't kill me.
save that hot weather? Because I'm gonna go down to the Keys for the New Year's. Can we save the hot weather for then?
It'll still be hot for you. Don't worry.
I know. I'm excited.
It'll be hot version Michigan person.
It'll probably be like in the 80s.
Yeah,
That's beach weather, man.
I would love it.
Beach weather.
80s is like, oh my god, a reprieve.
Yeah, right. I know.
I would take that right now.
Matt's like, guys, I'm literally dying over here. Please stop talking.
Well, it's been hella smoky the last 2 days too, because there's apparently a fire nearby, and so
Yeah.
And where?
actually, I don't know where.
Did you say nearby or Dubai? Because I heard
Nearby.
Dubai, and I'm like, how the hell is the
Oh.
smoke getting that far?
It travels, man. It's crazy.
From the Middle East? My goodness.
Yep.
Maybe we need the dictators that are meeting over there, and I don't know where they're meeting, to get on that quick.
Where is this going?
Nowhere. It was going nowhere. That meeting sounded very funny. And the videos of those three guys walking around is funny. Well, maybe G's not a dictator, but the other two definitely are.
Anyway, this is the Fake Racers
Wow,
podcast.
I really like racing. I tell you what, it's a pretty
I tell
cool
you what.
sport.
I love
Chase Briscoe dictated over the
CCP.
field on Sunday.
What? I kid.
Says
Yeah, Chase Briscoe. I mean,
Jeez.
Chase Briscoe was like a dictator out there. That's where we were going, actually.
Yeah.
Because he dictated the
Yeah.
pace all night long, leading over 300 laps, most laps led in the Southern 500 since the 70s.
Wow.
God damn.
You know, a true Truexian effort where you just have the best car and you just dominate the race because you have the
You just
best
kind
car.
of put your car there and you don't do much else with it other than just run fast.
Hey,
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
what's the sense of relief for Briscoe? I mean, he talked a lot in the offseason about, hey, if I don't win in this car, like, I shouldn't be in the Cup Series. And, you know, to a certain degree, that can be talk and smoke and mirrors for a driver, you know. I mean, because I think that's a pretty easy statement to make when you're at Joe Gibbs Racing, but what's the sense of relief for Briscoe knowing that he won this race last year in lesser equipment and now went out and dominated in a more impressive fashion this year, at least to the naked eye?
Oh, I'm sure it's great because I'm not going to say he struggled to perform during the regular season. He's been quite good. It's not a secret.
Since Charlotte, he's been
Since
very
Charlotte,
good.
especially, yeah.
Yeah.
But there is like this expectation of you as a Gibbs driver to go out there and have a multiple win season. Like that is the expectation at Joe Gibbs. It is as unrealistic as it might sound and as unfair as it can be. That's your bare minimum.
Ty Gibbs, we're looking at you. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, there's a certain circumstance with Ty Gibbs that's very important to the dynamic there, mainly his last name. But yeah, no. If I'm Chase Briscoe, I'm relieved that I am a driver that can win in this car, and I can compete, and I can be fast week in, week out. And if we close the deal, we're gonna win a bunch of races. But also the relief of they are a team that sometimes struggle to get the results that they deserved, and any of that in the playoffs is a death knell. So it probably feels pretty good to get that early win, and they can just kind of ride into the next round without much stress.
Especially considering some like the nightmare days a few guys did have. Like first race, okay, next 2 weeks we're all good, and you're giving yourself a buffer in the rounds after that. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, Joe, about him declaring that he needed to win, I think like one of the most interesting aspects of that is like that's the second time in his career he's basically called his own shot and done it. Because you go back to 2020 and he basically said, I need to win like 8 races this year if I'm going to still have a NASCAR career. And everybody kind of looked at that and laughed, and then he won 9. And it was like, oh, okay, this guy, he's got something. So, and like you're mentioning, the polls have been there, but we see this a lot with guys who kind of move up to these big teams where it almost takes a while to learn how to win. And now you're finally starting to see that they're turning these pole positions and these front row starts into these dominating efforts like this.
Is there a difference between winning in bad equipment and winning in good equipment in terms of what you have to do as a competitor?
I think the pressure is definitely part of it, because you look at a guy like, we've talked about him to death basically this year, but Carson Hocevar can kind of go for it, That like we look at his great runs and we go, hey, this guy's doing a great job, and then the races where they run 15th or 20th, we don't really care, But if you're Chase Briscoe, that's not an acceptable thing when you're jumping into a car that won 2 to 3 races a year for half a decade, and you're coming in with championship aspirations. Like, this is what the expectation is now.
Yeah, if you're in the last 2 years prior to this is SHR equipment, if you're in, like you just said, Carson Hocevar's equipment, bro, you're 007. You got a license to kill. You can do whatever you want, damn near, and that team is just going to be happy that you ran up front. At Joe Gibbs, it's not like that. At Joe Gibbs, there's an expectation, and there's an expectation for excellence, and you can't just go and be Carson Hocevar and go balls out, leave your testes on the table, and perhaps chop one off to try and get a win. You gotta put your pants on. You gotta get a belt. You know what I mean? You gotta show up nice. You gotta show up sharp, and you gotta finish the deal. It is a little bit different.
Well, and on that note,
am I talking about? What an odd analogy I just made. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Matthew mentioned, guys, playoff drivers having some issues. I mean, lap 1, Josh Berry in his first playoff car bottoms out coming off of turn number 2. Spins right in front of the field, almost ruins Tyler Reddick's day. Reddick does a hell of a job to not overcorrect the car into the wall. Ends up coming back, finishing second, having a duel with Briscoe at the end. But for Josh Berry and team, that was probably the most disastrous way. Alex Bowman got some damage in that wreck too, just by way of starting at the back of the field, and it's checkup city back there. But for Josh Berry and team, that's especially in a round that you probably felt like you had a good shot to advance out of with Penske's portfolio of tracks that they're very good at. It's got to be a disappointing start.
Yeah, and despite that portfolio of tracks, I mean, they kind of lack momentum right now. And this is no way to I feel like a lot of drivers probably go into the playoffs and view it as a reset, because like obviously it literally is, but like I think a lot of drivers that maybe are having a rough time in the regular season, like they look at the playoffs if they're in it and they've won their race early. William Byron, he probably looks at the playoffs like, okay, this is where we get the team on track. Like this is the reset for us. This is the mental reset. This is where we can go and we can fight. And Josh Berry, I feel like because he won so early and he has, like you just said, the backing of Penske behind him, and there's tracks that are good for them coming up. Like he really, really needed his reset to start at Darlington, and now he's set back a week. I don't have high hopes for that race team. Personally, it doesn't look good because they were already kind of down and then they got kicked. It's not good.
And like, obviously it helps that, a lot of the guys around them on the bubble didn't have great races either, but still, that's
Mhm.
19 points. That's a big hole.
Mhm.
And this team has very much been feast or famine, and there's been a lot of occasions where they run great and don't finish races, or finish them well. And that's a trend that you really can't carry into the playoffs here. And you look at what Penske did as a whole on Sunday or Saturday, or no, it was Sunday.
That's Sunday.
Keep forgetting. 3-day weekend completely ruined my perception of
Yeah,
time.
right. It's Wednesday,
but
my dudes.
Joey Logano was terrible on the long runs. He was dropping like a rock, and you kind of have to look at this now as okay, we're not as good as we thought we were, and this is just worst case scenario, especially for a team that's coming in with a really thin margin of error.
Yeah.
Organization that had trouble across the board was Hendrick Motorsports. Five car fell off a cliff after starting up front. William Byron was 10th to 20th all night. Chase Elliott can't
We don't have to talk
qualify
about Alex
still.
Bowman.
And
We don't
Alex
have to talk about Alex
Bowman's
Bowman.
team, and
Wow.
yeah, they didn't have fun at all.
Matt,
No.
I felt so bad for you because if I was an Alex Bowman fan watching that, I probably would have turned off the television set.
Dude,
That was
so
unbelievable.
I spent about 2/3 of Sunday with one of the worst migraines I've ever had in my life, so I just didn't even watch the first
So did
half
Alex
of the
Bowman's
race.
pit crew.
Yeah. And I once I finally started feeling better, that's when I turned on the race again, and it was I think it was end of stage 2, maybe
Oof.
midway through stage 3, and I had seen everybody kind of talking about what happened, and Bowman was 2 laps down, but the car wasn't destroyed, and then I found out what happened, and I was like, are you serious? One of the worst pit stops I've ever seen. And ironically, the only other pit stop I can think of that was that bad is also one of my favorite drivers, Justin Allgaier at the Brickyard in 2017, where they just did literally everything wrong. Oh my god, it's just brutal. And again, same thing with Josh Berry. This is a team that comes in with no margin for error. So just oh my god. Yeah, and like you mentioned, all of the Hendrick cars fell off a cliff at the end of the race too. Larson kind of hung around in the top 10 for a lot of what I saw, and then by the end of the race, he was 23rd, I think,
Yeah.
or 19th. Yeah,
Wasn't great.
this is a baffling performance by an entire organization.
It bordered on hilarity.
Yeah.
Not in a haha they're doing bad, but how has this team done this?
Yeah.
How has it gotten this bad tonight? I would love to know, as far as average finish for their 4 drivers, where that ranks in the last, I don't know, 5-10 years, as far as
even
all
just
4
with
teams average
This
finish.
grouping of drivers, this
Yeah,
feels
yeah, good
outside
point.
of the super speedways, right? I think throw those
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But especially William Byron's coming off of a dominant race in the spring.
Yep.
They didn't win because of late race stuff, and he's had a win here in this next gen car. Multiple wins, or only the one.
I think just the one.
So
Just the
but
yeah,
they always come in the spring, right?
Mhm.
So there's some kind of disconnect between running this track in the day and then running it going into the night for all the Hendrick teams. It seems like because even
Well,
Larson,
that was
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Larson and Elliott are always good here, always good. And Larson went sixth and fourth in the 2 stages, but they were just nowhere at the end of this race.
And they were talking about damage on the splitter. I'm sure that tightens the car up, but I'm man, I don't want to talk about the car too much. But if that's enough to make your car go from a 6th place car to a 18th, 19th place car, you might have different issues.
I would say,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that probably had an effect, but he's sandwiched right between his other 2 teammates that had no problems. There's something there's some bad juju at Hendrick right now going on. We've talked ad nauseum about some weird energy coming off Larson this year. Chase Elliott, the hates his job meme might be real.
It's been real
we've
this
seen-
entire time. This isn't.
Yeah.
Dude
God
openly
knows how
advocates
many-
for less racing.
God knows how many
man.
races William Byron has led tons of laps in and then couldn't
Yep.
finish out this year. And then just the complete collapse of the 48 team
So,
at the start of this race.
William Byron's a fluffer.
Wait, hold on.
Chase
Are
Elliott.
we still talking about the race, or?
Yeah. Chase Elliott. I don't know what Chase Elliott's comparison would be. I mean, William
Right.
Byron's like a fluffy dog. That's what I mean.
Okay.
For everyone out there.
I was waiting for the explanation.
Yeah, sorry. Well, he just, he kind of gets you ready for a win, but he never wins,
Yeah.
And then he wins when you don't want him to, and it's like, dude, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, that's true.
There was one other playoff driver who was actually running well and then just plummeted, and that was Ben Gisbergen. Like, he was running like 15th, it felt like, for a lot of the race. And then,
yeah, they missed. They got caught out by that last caution because they were going to one-stop the final stage to try to gain a couple spots, and I think it was going to actually net out pretty positive for them. If not, they would have netted out even, and I think they ended up losing 5 or 6 positions. So instead of being 8
and
to
then
good,
they were caught 2 laps down.
Yeah, so it was like you could never come back from it. I think they're 2 to the good going into Gateway, so now your 20-point gap is gone pretty much.
Yeah. Plus
On
the
the
That's a miss. I understand that maybe that call could have worked if there wasn't a yellow, but
you can't take that risk.
I have trouble. Yeah, I agree. I have trouble giving the guy who needs all the help he can get. I have trouble giving him a strategy that's too cute, because that was risky and it bit him. They did not need to do that. They could have. I mean, they like you said, Matt. They were running top 20 all night, and they finished 32nd. And those 12 points put him 14 points to the good heading into Gateway, and that's a lot fucking better than 2.
Yeah.
Especially going to a track he's never seen before.
Correct.
Yep. So
fun
stuff. It's a road course, right? Because it's 2 straightaways into some slower, flat corners, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's a road course. It's easy.
It'll be fine. It's like Martinsville, right? Martinsville's a road course. That's why AJ Allmendinger's really good there. Speaking of AJ,
Allmendinger,
he's really good at Darlington. This isn't new. That the 16 team and AJ are good here. It's similar to Eric Jones. Like, haha, funny. Eric Jones finishes top 5 in the Southern 500. Stop being surprised by it. John Hunter finishes up there in 5th or in 4th, right behind Jones. So the legacy guys kind of had something going. Toyota, I believe, 4 of the top 5 then.
Yep.
And then
top 4 and 5 of the top 6. Or sorry, 6 of the top 7.
Yeah. So pretty strong night from Toyota, but non-playoff drivers, you have 6 of them in the top 10, with the 2 legacy guys, AJ in 5th. Kyle Busch, I believe, finished 7th. Carson
8th, yeah.
Kyle Busch 8th, Carson Hocevar 9th, and Chris Buescher in 10th, who probably should have been a playoff guy. Remember, people forget he had a 50-point penalty, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Put him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, again, non-playoff drivers continue to shine, especially in the opening round of the playoffs with the next-gen car. Especially at Darlington. This has kind of been something that's been a thing for the last few years.
Yeah.
Obviously last year Darlington wasn't part of the playoffs, but you had Briscoe, Busch, and a couple other guys that were
there's somebody else who was up there in the mix for that one
to try to make it into the playoffs. So,
strong night for Zane Smith and Noah Gragson too. They both get top 15s. So
front row. I mean, they're going to need those strong nights running as open teams.
Yeah. Zane's had a lot of good runs that they just haven't been able to finish, and this is maybe the first time all year we've seen some life out of Gragson.
Yeah.
So.
He's supposedly he might supposedly be on a hot seat. Gragson, that is.
Yeah.
That's what I've been seeing, yeah.
Yeah.
I've honestly been surprised that they've been as bad as they have been.
Same.
It's been weird.
Well, they were always going to struggle more, I think, this year because you lose some of the veteran leadership in McDowell.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Zane Smith's still kind of coming into his own, and we're seeing that. He's getting better throughout the year. Noah's with a lot of the guys are from his 10 team last year, but I think there's an adjustment there because I'm sure the amount of resources at their disposal are a little bit fewer. I don't know how much fewer it seems like from the way SHR was, but
Noah has always been a slow starter. Anytime he goes somewhere new, it feels like he takes a lot of time to adjust, and he'll start performing, but it takes him a moment.
it took him 1 or 2 years in the 9 car in Xfinity, right before.
His
before
first
that
year
was 8 wins.
Yeah, his first JRM year was not very good. Yeah.
And for what it's worth, like, he was the fourth best Ford on the night, because Ford had a pretty abysmal night for the most part. Interesting.
Toyota, they like the Southern 500, just like Connor Zilic likes winning at road courses.
God, I like when he wins the road courses too, dude.
Do you like it when he cheats?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, all right, as long as you admit it.
Cheating's funny. I'm just saying.
Did he cheat though?
No, I don't think he did. I think NASCAR just had very poor rules.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest here. A lot of people missed that curb for the first set of turns.
I think Carson Waffle should have won the race.
Zilic was the only one that took the detour.
Right, because he knew what he was doing. That was his plan the whole time. Everyone else was like, he's doing it. I should try too. They're like,
but then they just didn't.
Yeah, then they're just like, I don't know, I'm hit the gas.
This is like a real. Remember when Chastain did that at Indy a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Like this is a real flirting versus harassment type of moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ross is like, I'm not even bothered. I'm taking the alternate route. Like whatever.
But we're not going back to Portland, so there's no reason to talk anymore about that, right?
Sad.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah.
Cool track, cool market. It didn't seem like NASCAR really cared.
Well, you got other things to care about right now.
That's true.
We have other more pressing matters to get to.
Yeah.
Corey Heim capitalized on a Lane Riggs mistake. Color me shocked that Lane Riggs made a mistake.
Jeez, man.
Well, I mean, he's making them, but that's okay, because I think he's learning from them.
Yeah.
As long as you learn from them, it's okay to make them.
That's got to be like a special type of infuriating, though, because we've talked like with how dominant Corey Heim's been, and then Lane Riggs just outright runs him down and passes him, and then blows it.
Yeah,
it's like
he's done that before as well. That's not the first time Lane Riggs has done that this seaon alone.
I mean, North Wilkesboro, he just knocked him out of the way and then didn't win the race, right? Like,
so dumb.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I make fun of Lane Riggs not because I don't like him, but I mean, God, he does it to himself.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of when Hocevar was in the Truck Series, and it was like, dude, come on.
Like, how?
He's just finding new and innovative ways to blow races.
Daniel Hemrick Simulator 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was funny. But
yeah,
the one thing that I think we're going to take away from this final stretch to the finish of the year is that Lane Riggs will be the favorite to win the championship next year if that front row team manages to stay together. Hope they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
Lawsuits in December 1st and yada, yada, yada. Who knows?
Yeah. Speaking of lawsuits.
Let's go ahead and go from the shop.
Didn't pick up. Cool. Thanks, Discord.
Bring, smash, bang. Yep.
And then I'll hit the Law and Order sound. Dum, dum. There we go.
Yeah, that one hit.
Okay.
2311 FRM and NASCAR, the lawsuit continued. There were a lot of funny tweets and texts, or not tweets, but texts that got released last week. As part of this, as part of the discovery process, NASCAR has internal memos.
Said that Jim France needs to die.
A lot of fun texts.
Oh my god.
It felt like NASCAR was doing a lot of character assassination with the text that they published. Meanwhile, the 2311 side and FRM side, they were more like, hey, NASCAR has all this internal stuff. where they're literally saying the deal is bad for the teams and that they're thinking about buying all the other racetracks. So, yeah.
Honestly,
I hope
I don't
everyone
have
loses at this
I don't have
point.
any. No, everyone is gonna lose.
I know.
No one is gonna walk
one's
away
gonna
as a winner.
win.
And this has been, and this has kind of taken foot now amongst like NASCAR fans that have been keeping track. But we said this early on this show when this was announced. We said that the judge does not like either party. Like the judge is not ready to be like nice and happy with either side of this. They have said consistently that you guys don't want to go to trial. You guys don't want to. You don't want a winner because no one that wins is going to actually win. And it just looks more and more true. And every day, I know that these things are not linear, but it feels like every day we march further and further away from these two sides working to settle, and that does worry me a little bit.
Oh, they were never going to settle. You have too big of egos on both sides, right? Like,
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, and it just goes back to what we've talked about when things really started swinging in NASCAR's favor. Is like, what do the teams want out of this?
They
Like,
wanted
what's
to
the
make
end
charters
goal?
permanent.
Okay.
and a
They
better
didn't want
share
to
of the
do
revenue.
they didn't want to do like renegotiation terms. They wanted it to be permanent.
Which, this is where you get into the whole... So NASCAR's whole argument will be, oh, no, this is more like a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement with your athletes union, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the teams are going to be like, no, this is more like a franchise agreement with your team owners. And
Oh, look, they're both right.
yeah, and that's the problem. And that's why like
Yeah,
not having a drivers union and a pit crew union, and if you don't have unions of the athletes themselves, NASCAR can make that argument. And the teams would never actually allow the drivers and pit crew members to unionize.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is that's why they called them charters and not franchises. You know, they're trying to make their own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
a mess.
But yeah, no, there's just the problem with NASCAR is the teams don't own it, and they never have, and they probably won't. I don't know. I don't know what the end result of this whole thing's going to be. Who knows? But there's documents getting thrown out there that NASCAR was thinking about just building all the cars themselves. That like so many things,
Welcome
right?
back, iRock.
Yeah, right. Because that was great. SRX was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
It was cool for the first season. But anyways, not to go down that rabbit hole. It's just no one looks good right now. Everyone looks like they're crying and they're babies, and
and neither side.
And it felt
neither side is good.
And that's
right?
the
Like
problem. Because neither side wants to compromise.
No.
They both say they do. But
yeah, and they both say they're doing this for the better of the sport, but I don't like nothing that's going to come out of this is going to make the sport better. I don't think.
No, because if the teams win, then you blow up the charter agreement, and you have to renegotiate.
Mm-hmm.
A month before the season starts, in essence.
And then there's these other. Yep. There's like other people saying like, oh, like NASCAR will have to sell it because it's also like they're claiming the NASCAR is a monopoly. They'll have to bust up the monopoly. They'll have to sell off tracks. What's going to happen to those tracks? Who's going to buy them? Does someone buy them to keep it as a racetrack? Like there's all of these other pieces, and there's more. We're just not even close enough to the end of this to have any idea of what that looks like. But like I said earlier, I don't have a lot of confidence, and it worries me.
And that's where you have to go. Does the France family care about the preservation of NASCAR as a sport, or do they care about their pocketbook? For exactly what you're saying. If they're forced to break up the monopoly, there's a lot of other things besides the tracks that they sell in that case, right? What do they do with their production studios? What do they do with, the Hall of Fame? What do they like? Do they have to make that independent? What things have to become independent to not consider it a monopoly? Can they still own a certain number of tracks? Do they have how many tracks do they have to sell that they have in their portfolio? Who are they allowed to sell them to? Right? Are there going to be stipulations on that? Are there going to be stipulations on, because for all the time NASCAR owned ISC, no one batted an eye, right? But NASCAR still owned it. It's just it wasn't NASCAR, right?
Yeah.
Do they have to sell IMSA and split it off into its own thing? What are the ramifications there?
I
There's
don't
just
like it.
yeah. So there's a lot of things that are involved in this. If the end comes down to it's ruled that it's a monopoly, but it's not for us to decide. In other news, in inconsequential news, NASCAR is considering tweaking the fastest lap rule because somebody's been complaining about it. They want you to they're thinking about making it so you have to be on the lead lap, set the fastest lap. Stupid rule, don't do it. It's fun the way it is.
Touch it. Don't touch it. Why do we have to touch it? Why do we have to touch it?
Because
Why do we
people
have
are
to
mad that Kyle Larson went back out on track and Josh Berry went back out on track to just go out and run heaters all night.
Why do NASCAR fans hate fun?
They do, dude.
Who
they do.
gives a shit?
Listen,
I think this is a problem.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
You say, why do NASCAR fans hate fun? Well, I would say that the playoff format is miles more fun in a vacuum than a season points format. But they hate that, so it's... They've never liked fun. NASCAR fans have never liked fun. Yeah. They don't even like super speedway racing anymore.
Dude,
and that's fun. It's fun to watch.
There's plenty, again...
It's stupid, but it's fun to watch. I enjoy watching stupid
there's
stuff.
There's so much that we can complain about regarding NASCAR, and then we choose to complain about cool stuff like that rule. I don't know why we're complaining about that rule. There's so many legitimate concerns and criticisms to be made.
It reminds me of NASCAR fans are like when you ask somebody what the best era of SNL is, and it's when they were 13. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I imagine NASCAR fans are like, where it's like, what's the best era of NASCAR? Because NASCAR has always had gimmicks. It's just, well, the bonus points for leading a lap is fine. Why? Well, because it was there when I was a kid. It's the same shit. It doesn't matter, man, because teams used to stay out during pit stops to grab 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Thanks, Larry Mack. And nobody batted an eye about it, except I bet you there were some boomers from the 70s who'd been watching NASCAR their whole life. Were like, "Oh, this is stupid. We're just handing out bonus points for leading in an arbitrary." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there wasn't this echo chamber. And yes, I've complained about stages, and I'm obviously biased about this too. But I'm also whatever, man. I've made my peace with stages. I don't really give a shit at this point, man. Yeah. It doesn't really affect my watching of the race. Things change. That's life. Who cares that Kyle Larson or Josh Berry repaired a destroyed car and went out and set hot laps? That's cool.
That's cool as hell. It's
one of the only times you'll ever get to see somebody on a racetrack absolutely pushing it to the limit with no regards to if they pile up the car. Because there's nothing to lose at that point. That's cool. Stop complaining about cool things. Oh my god.
Such a good way to put it and phrase it.
Touch grass. God damn it.
Yeah.
Go catch a football.
I'm gonna start saying that one instead, dude.
God, it's
go catch a football.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. Oofsides available now on Track and Turf.
Yeah.
And podcast
go catch
platforms.
That football.
Go catch that football.
Oh, yeah.
Haas factory teams rumored to be switching to Chevrolet. There were rumors a couple weeks ago that Legacy was going to buy them. They were going to merge. Who knows? This is the one team that
dude.
Who knows? They have 2 charters rather that are kind of wrapped up in the lawsuit that NASCAR now holds ownership of. But
that Gene Haas was literally like, "Please don't make me field 2 more cars.
Yeah.
I really don't want."
Right? He's like, no.
Cole and I are just hanging out, okay? We don't need more.
Let us putz around in 20th to 35th. All right, just leave us be. Let us have our fun.
Yeah, I wonder what that means if they are to switch. we've talked about Ford's pipeline being completely broken, and then they've like finally set up a Ford team in the Xfinity series, and now it's just about
But
to
it doesn't even
disappear
feel
again.
like they're a Ford team. Like they have two
That is
drivers
true,
on that team that I don't really like look at them as Ford prospects. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know, there's been rumblings that Penske's going to fire up the Xfinity program again. If that's the case,
I have heard those.
If that's the case, you got to think they're getting a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to just fire it back up to, you know, out of the
I'm
goodness
not
of
gonna
their
do
heart.
it for funsies.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Does Ford even need it? Do you even need an Xfinity program anymore as a manufacturer? Like, cars so outdated at this point. The level of
Yeah.
Well, no, seriously, the level of experience. I mean, Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith are proof that if you have a bunch of Truck Series experience, like you can be an okay Cup driver.
Yeah, true.
You know, Corey Hyman, his limited attempts has looked fine.
Yeah.
And he has limited Xfinity starts. I don't think the Xfinity series is the cars are so different that I don't know if it's a good investment for an OEM for some of their young talent. I look at William Sawallish. Look at how much he's struggling in Xfinity right now. And
True.
you know, if he was over there in a Tricon truck, would we think if he's running 5th in that truck every week, would we be thinking something different about him compared to running 15th in Xfinity in a pretty decent Xfinity field this year? I don't know. It's just I don't think the Xfinity series, despite it being some really good racing, doesn't seem like it translates to the Cup series. And that's the thing with like a Zilich, that it's like, yeah, he's probably going to be pretty damn good because he's young, right?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't had enough time to build bad habits, but how much does the success in Xfinity really translate to the Cup series? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, you know, SVG was good on the road courses in Xfinity, and he's good on the road courses in Cup, but
I would argue he's even better in Cup.
yeah.
Yeah.
But his like oval performance in Xfinity, I feel like was much better than his oval performance in Cup this year. Now,
It was.
Now in the Cup series, I think again more talented field. It's a lot harder to run 15th in the Cup series than it is in the Xfinity series. I don't think that's a bold statement. But
no, it's a good point.
I don't know.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Haas factory team.
Chevrolet.
Who cares? Who cares? Like, truthfully. Golly, Haas factory
I need to know
team.
if Legacy's getting a third charter or not, or if like Rick Ware is going to have to. Who knows? You know.
Legacy needs a third charter.
For some reason. You
Yeah.
know, don't stop with a good thing that you got going the last 2 months. Now let's go ahead and get a third car. Now's the time. Ooh-wee.
Listen, everyone made fun of Jimmy Johnson. Oh, he hired a new position today. But now, they're not making fun of him as much anymore, are they?
I'm going to make fun of them, though, if they hire more new people this offseason and fire people again and say, nah, let's shuffle the deck chairs.
I would probably make fun of him a little bit, too, because that team's gelling right now.
Yeah.
It'd be a bummer to ruin that. They're doing pretty good.
Yeah. But who knows what lies ahead. That's the great mystery. The road we'll travel together.
Okay.
Davey, what's your bottom split moment this week?
My bottom split moment
It's okay if you don't have one.
is
We're not requiring these anymore. More of a request,
more of a request.
but not a
I tell you,
necessity.
Tottenham lost their first match of the season. That was a bummer.
Ah, darn.
Yeah, they won the first 2 matches, but they just had their first loss.
But Arsenal
That better way to rephrase it. Arsenal did lose, which is why I didn't message you about Liverpool, because I was like, you know what, they did all right. They're all right in my book for 1 week.
Matt?
You let your boss know. I said thank you.
I did.
Man, there's a lot of things that my bottom split moment could be this week. Alex Bowman pit stop. Somebody stole my license plate off my truck yesterday.
What the hell?
Yeah, somebody stole my rear license plate.
They know they can't use that, right?
Did you report it?
Well, it might have fallen off. I don't know.
Oh, you still need to report it.
Yeah, well, I went to the DMV and I got replacement plates made, but
Okay.
So my old plates aren't valid anymore.
Okay,
but,
good.
Like I left work, I went to the Amazon thing to return a package. I came back to my truck and I had no real license plate, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, someone stole it.
Yeah. So who knows?
You need to put like locks on your fucking on the screws that go on your fucking license plate.
Probably. But my actual bottom slip moment, and you'll get to hear more about this if you're listening to Oof Sides, is the goddamn Dallas Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Packers, and I am sweating with anger.
Me too.
Thanks.
But for different reasons.
Traded literally their best player to one of their biggest rivals. And good thing the Packers come to Dallas on Sunday night later this season. So the whole country's going to get to watch that.
But hey, did you hear about these injections that he has to get in his back so he could like walk because he's in so much pain?
Wow.
I don't know, man.
I'll be thinking about that when he sacks Dak Prescott for the 5th time on a nationally broadcasted game.
That's going to be funny. That will be funny. What if he plays like crap, though, and Jerry Jones was a mastermind all along?
Don't give Jerry that much credit.
There's like a 10% chance that could be the case, though. Like, there's a greater than 0. There's a greater than 10% chance. Honestly.
There is. God. I have no ill will. Yeah, I have no ill will towards Micah Parsons.
No, of course not.
But
of course not. But
God damn it, Jerry
it's
Jones.
still a business. You gotta remember, sports are still a business. So...
so mad.
My bottom split moment this week, sorry, Davey, it's football season, goes out to Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels for their 49-14 loss to the TCU Horned Frogs. Shout out to ESPN for hyping up the game. They had the game day set there. They had Kirk Herbstreit and his dog at the game doing the play-by-play. The dog was doing play-by-play in the fourth quarter. Literally, they put the headset on the dog. Shout out to Peter.
I wonder why they were doing that in the fourth quarter. Nothing must have been happening. It must have been UNC must have blew them out, right?
No. Other way, you'd think that Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, could learn how to coach high schoolers, could learn how to coach college kids. You know,
may as well have been.
He may have a relationship with a 24-year-old, but his 24-year-old quarterback still didn't look that great. Yeah, so that's my bottom split moment. Shout out Noah Joyce, friend of the show. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hopefully the Lions play really good this weekend, because that'll make you happy, I guess.
I said the same thing on Oof Sides, but watching Noah go from we may never lose again to we may never win again in the span of about an hour was really funny.
They were flashing a graphic up, Davey. So the quarterback, his last completed pass was at like 8:12 p.m. He didn't complete another pass until like damn near 10 o'clock.
They literally had a timer going for how much game time had passed.
Mind you, 8:12 p.m. was their first drive of the game. He hadn't completed a pass until like maybe 5 minutes into the third quarter.
Dude,
that's bad.
That seems suboptimal.
Special shout out to Arch Manning's Heisman case lasting about a quarter.
Dude, I watched that game because, of course, I hate watching Ohio State. And God, his first throw, it just hits the turf like 5 feet or 5 yards in front of the receiver, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
I don't even watch college football. I just
the horns down.
Need to do this. Yeah, horns down.
Horns down. Michigan plays Oklahoma this weekend, so Darren will at least be rooting for my team. Maybe we'll do better against his worst rival than he did against ours.
Yeah.
My Road to Pro moment this week goes out to Legacy Motor Club. I was very proud and happy. I was really hoping Tyler Reddick was going to do the funny at the end of the race.
Dude,
that would have been awesome.
When he sailed it into 3, I was like, something really funny could happen right now.
I was like, please get up there into Chase Briscoe. Please do it again. I like Chase Briscoe, but man, I love Eric Jones.
Yeah, Jones was ripping at the end of the race. He was just hauling the mail.
He loves Darlington, man. I tell you what.
I love that he loves Darlington because it's nice seeing legacy cars up front, man.
Oh yeah.
Finally feel like me and Joe are on the same page here.
Davey, what's your road to pro moment?
Well, my small one is I'm back in the gym regularly, which is great, and I feel
Hell
good.
yeah.
My other small one is so okay. So Lauren was planning it. Lauren, hi Lauren, I love you. Lauren is planning was planning a surprise for me because it's my birthday on Friday,
Mhm.
and we were like out to dinner like last week or the week before or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, I have one more surprise for you, but it's like it's like the day after your birthday." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what is it?" Like as a joke, like, "Oh, like haha, like what is it?" Like if you slip up and tell me, it'll be really funny. But she was like, "I can't tell you, but I like depending on like what we do that day with the surprise." And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, like I just want to make sure that you're like mentally and emotionally prepared for the surprise. And I was like, "Lauren, I don't know what you're talking about, but now I really need to know what the surprise is if I have to be mentally and emotionally prepared." And she was like, "Oh, Weaver's coming." I was like, why one, why do I need to be emotionally prepared for that? Two,
That's not your
you
surprise,
we
dude. If you think
we
that's your
ruined
surprise.
we ruined the surprise. No, it was because I got on Discord later and she must have told Weaver because I got on Discord and Weaver was like, "Hey Davey, surprise." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, what the hell is going on?" He was like, "I don't know, like how did she let it slip?" And then I told him, and neither of us can believe that the way that the surprise slipped out was because she told me that I need to be emotionally prepared.
Mm.
Matt, Joe, I cannot stress this enough. When she said that, my heart dropped and I was fucking terrified. I
Yeah,
was
I would be
so
too.
scared.
I don't blame you. Be
Like when you get a text from a parent, "We need to talk."
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
And then you call them and it's like, "No, no, 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 it's not a big deal.
I'm getting new
owe
car
me
insurance.
you owe me $10 or something." I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god." Anyway, that's my road to pro moment because it was very funny and it gave me joy. And I'm gonna get to see Weaver. It's gonna be cool.
Nice.
My road to pro moment. I've just been trying or not trying new stuff. Just been like, I have a really bad habit of like watching or listening to the same shit just over and over and over again because I'm like, this is what I like, and I'm just gonna do that. So I've just been watching a bunch of more movies than I normally do. I've been reading a bunch more. Like
Ooh.
I watched the H Bomber guy video about why the BBC Sherlock series actually sucks, even though I actually kind of liked that show.
Oh, it's a great
So
show.
now I'm reading A Study in Scarlet, the first Sherlock Holmes book, so that's pretty cool. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters the other day. I didn't even particularly want to, but my roommates were like, "Hey, we're gonna watch this," and I was like, "Okay, why not?" So
Was it any good?
it's all right. I'm biased because I don't like K-pop, but
Okay.
it was a perfectly fine movie. So
Perfectly fine viewing experience, right?
yeah,
I'm with you. I get it.
yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
just try things. It's fun.
I need to do that here soon. I've been feeling stale on my current forms of content consumption.
Yeah.
Reading's good. Reading's a good
Oh,
I
wind
didn't even
down
mention-
before bed.
It was like a month ago. I went and saw Superman in theaters. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
really good.
It was really good. I saw F1 the very next day with my parents. That was good too.
That's
Nice.
cool.
I think there's something else I watched recently. That was pretty good too. But yeah, just try
Hell yeah.
stuff. Cool.
That's
Try
awesome.
new stuff.
You can just do things.
You can just do things. Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
free will. God gave you free will, or whatever you believe in, or don't. Something.
Yeah.
Something's
Yeah.
like, hey, you
I
have
think
free
my
will.
favorite. I think my favorite "you can just do things" image was. It was you can just do things, but the image was Donald Trump when he worked at a McDonald's for like a campaign stunt.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like him in the garbage truck would have been better.
That's a good point. It would have been.
Actually, this is a prime example of stuff I've been reading, or about to read, because they had a sale and I had bonus points to turn in, but I got special hardcover Barnes & Noble exclusive versions
Ooh.
of Murder on the Orient Express and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that I'm excited
Oh,
to
that's
read.
badass.
Those have both been on my list. I'm about to start reading The Lord of the Rings finally. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Try stuff. It's fun. So
dude, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Try stuff. It's fun.
All
We're
right,
going to put that on
folks.
our shirt.
Well, we
Yeah.
got about 50 minutes into this recording, and I'm now tired. So it's a good time for us to stop.
yeah.
So we appreciate
agree.
you for watching. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. Tell us who you think's going to win a Gateway. We didn't tell you who we think's going to win because we don't think you need to hear our opinions. They don't matter.
Remember when we did picks?
Remember when we used to do picks? And then we were like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to keep track of them. And then we being
We said that
me,
3 seasons
did it.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too much work.
I am
is.
so much better at picking football games than I am NASCAR races. It's absurd.
Well, you only have 2 teams.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Nope.
you would think
Nope.
that I'd be able to
Nope.
pit, like,
Nope.
I would pick a
Mm-mm.
driver and they wouldn't, have a 40-second pit stop and then finish 35th. So,
All you gotta do is make sure the air gun's plugged in, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
No one else's fault but the teams.
man.
Folks, we appreciate you for watching, for listening, for however you support us here on the Fake Racers Podcast. Make sure you click the like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week after Gateway on the Fake Racers Podcast.
Goodbye.
Big Razor.